There are thousands of people tuning in to watch hockey through live streaming. If you've got a business or product you want to push to like-minded people, like a tomahawk, it's time for you to reach out, contact us now, so we can tackle a strategy and put your business in the top corner. Well, that's enough of my dribble. It's time for you to get out of the dugout, get off the bench, and get your business into the game.
Sydney Hockey is pleased to be working with Save Life Fire and Medical this year to provide all of our players and event staff the best and safest environment to compete in. Save Life offer a wide range of solutions for medical and safety services. So if you need a risk management plan, fire wardens, medical responders, water, safety and rescue services, or training in any of these areas, contact Save Life for a confidential quote and appraisal of the best solution for your circumstances. Go to savelife.com.au for more information.
The second elimination final of the day at Premier League 1 hockey. It's Ryde Hunters Hill taking on Manly-GNS. You can see the Panthers in their warm-up. I'm Dave Moore here with Dan Morrison. Dan, should be a pretty cracking game of hockey.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Dave. It's a really tight contest we're hoping for here today. Ryde obviously been a very dominant side all year, and Gordon and North have probably been a surprise pack along with Glebe to make the finals here, so we're looking for a good showing from them.
Should be a ripping contest. For those that missed out, it was in the first game, it was Uni New South with a 2-0 win over Glebe. We can have a look at the results last week. Ryde fell 3-1 to Norwest Strikers in the match that decided the minor premiership and putting themselves in the elimination game. And Manly-GNS also had a loss 4-3 to Uni New South Wales. So both teams probably coming in with a bit of a point to prove after last week, and that leaving the ladder with Moorebank at top spot. So Moorebank second, they play Norwest next up at 6 p.m. This is the 3v6 game, and in the 4v6 game earlier on, it was Uni New South 2-0, thanks to Tom Miotto, both the goals early on in that one there from Tom, a penalty stroke and a penalty corner conversion. So I can just have a look at the Ryde team there, doing a bit of their warm-up and the team list. Dan, who are a couple of the players to look out for?
Yeah, definitely to start from the top there. Third one down, Nick McEwen. He's just mercurial, very good striker. Jet Leong, very creative, 3D skills. From the back, Sam Lyles, always a good carry of the ball, and then the skill of Billy Shaw. Jack Pickering up front, he's an elite finisher. Kieran Arthur on the short corners is people we have to look out for today.
Definitely. And the Manly-GNS lineup, they came in 5th this year. As we can have a look at their lineup and their team.
Nick Johnson there, he just year in, year out, just seems to improve for these guys. You've got Kyle Alcorn in the midfield, very smart, hockey brain. Going forward as well, Robbie Campbell, they've got the old stalwart at the back there. He's been an elite player in the Sydney competition for a very long time. So Rob McLennan in goals as well. They're probably going to need him at his best today, and his best is very, very good. So looking forward to that challenge.
They are missing Imran Wazi today, unfortunately, a bit of a back ailment, but they've still got, as we can see on that warm-up, Brindley Gallagher there, absolute weapon with the penalty corner batteries there.
Yeah, he's very, very strong player. As you can see on the screen, he's a bigger lad, so likes to get through the ball. He'll be around the back today as well. You'll see him giving plenty of ball to the midfield to hopefully get him away.
And in the two games so far between them, it was Ryde 2-1 in round 7. Pickering and McEwen, the goals for Ryde. Owens for Gordon, with Kieran Arthur, Robbie McClellan and Billy Shaw all amongst the best and fairest votes. And on the family day, the round 16 clash, Ryde, it was 1-1 early and then got on top in the second and third quarter to win 6-1. Pickering a goal and 3 best and fairest votes. Kieran Arthur again amongst the votes. So he'll obviously be a key player.
Big time. And you can see there on that list that you just read out, Nick McEwen, obviously, he scored three of the goals between these clubs. And funnily enough, Gordon North Sydney, the only team in the Sydney PL1 competition to score in both their fixtures against Ryde. So I'm sure that'll be on the Ryde, in the back of the Ryde's mind, and they'll be looking to hopefully keep a clean sheet today.
So it should be a ripping contest here. It always seems to be a close contest between the two. You know, we mentioned I think Ryde have only conceded 11 goals all year. Gordon are pretty low as well, and especially when you got Robbie in goals, who should be in the New South Wales Pride team. You'd imagine when it gets announced, you got two pretty, obviously Ryde missing their goalkeeper today, BJ Bruton out still with a broken big toe, but Tyler Bailey's filled in admirably the last few weeks.
I think you'll find as well, Dave, just looking through obviously the goal scorers that we've got available, Jack Pickering, Nick McEwen, topping the list. I think they're tied third in the whole competition. So to have two strikers, that ability up front for the Ryde side. Kieran Arthur, we know how deadly he is on not just short corners, but around the whole field. So I think goals will be the tale of the tape today. I can see Ryde flying on a couple, but in their defence as well, Gordon have quite a strong defensive side. Obviously, you mentioned that Wasi will be out for this match, who is usually a very good defender and an elite giver of the ball, distributor of the ball. So it'll be very interesting to see how we go from here.
It will be a cracking day here, and I think one to look out for Gordon, especially two to look out for, and I know Ryde did a bit of work on in their midfield, was Jake Wigham as well as Cale Webster. Like, they're both very strong ball runners in midfield, and ball runner can break the lines. In finals games that tend to be so tight.
You'll find as well when it gets to these sort of final stages, the umpires get a bit more diligent on things that might be able to change the game. So I think we'll see that today, where some tackles that might have been okay in round 3 and 4, you mightn't get lucky this week. So as we see the team sort of getting together before their last huddle, sure to be a good contest.
Should be a ripper. As we can just see on the left of screen, Uni New South in their Premier League 2 semi-final. They've just gone 2-0 up over Sutherland, scoring a goal right on the buzzer. And the winner of that elimination final will play Ryde next week in PL2, which leaves Norway Strikers taking on Moorebank in the other PL2 final.
What's your predictions, Dave?
I think it'll be close. The games always tend to be close between these two teams. Gordon are really building, 6 years between, I think, since their last finals appearance. And so they'll want to have a point to prove, where Ryde will be a bit, I know they're a bit shirty after sort of letting the minor premiership sort of slip through their grasp last weekend. But, they had the win versus Moorebank the week before, so they'll take a bit of confidence out of that one.
I think too, which was an amazing stat, I think 3 weeks out from the finals, this Ryde side had conceded 2 goals all year. So, I mean, their defence at the back, you welcome in Ben Craig there halfway through the season, or coming up from Canberra when he's travelling up. I mean, their defence couldn't be any stronger. So I think, as I said before, Gordon the only team to score against them in the regular season. I think defence will be a key for them, and they'll look for their short corners to score plenty of goals. So we're looking forward to getting underway here.
Should be a cracking fixture as we do look to get underway shortly. I can see the Bruce Farquhar and cheer squad's already ready to go as we are underway. Premier League hockey, it's a finals, elimination final. Ryde Hunters Hill taking on Manly-GNS. Ryde going left to right on your screen. Sam Lyles with the ball. So Ben Craig now looking long, trying to find Pickering. Got a bit of shoving back, but well done from Hutchinson there. Icorn now almost out to Farquhar, but just not able to quite make the trap there.
Strong intent early from Ryde, using their width nice and early, and then finding the man at the top of the D.
So I think Kobe Johnson there just trying to find Nathan Zinner with a little overhead, but not quite coming off. We're seeing the overhead, it feels like the last 10 weeks of hockey has just a bit of a change in the interpretation from the umpiring, and it's really helped out as Hutchinson now comes forward for Manly-GNS. He's got Boyd with him as well as Farquhar, but Johnson strong defending there, winning the free hit for his travels. But that was almost a quick counter-attack there for Manly-GNS.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. They don't mind going forward with the ball when they've got it. Kyle Ockhorn's very deadly when he's got the ball in the midfield there. Nick Johnson, you'll see, being a big distributor, and their forwards, as you said, they're quite strong up front, strong ball runners.
So it's Ben Craig is looking long. I think he hooked that one a little bit, but Hobson almost read it just past the back post there from Kieran Arthur. It's just probably putting the ball in a dangerous spot. Yeah, I think they're trying to look to release Shaw on that right-hand side there. So Gallagher has got a very strong passing range, not just on the ground, but the overheads. He unleashes one here, just goes to the pocket, but
40-20 there.
Yeah, didn't have a striker on the same wavelength there. So Lyles and then Ben Craig. So they've had a lot of the ball early, that Ryde back group. They will try and get Tom Brown and Zinner into the game, as I think Zinner was half appealing for a free hit. Didn't quite come off that time. Eichhorn back to Gallagher. Muir now over the ball. Looks to go long. It's fallen nicely. So it's a sideline hit. Boyd's taken it back to Muir. Just running on to the stick of Nathan Zinner. Can keep it in on the far side of the field. Tom Brown now. Just winning a sideline hit there.
Zinner's been a lead. Obviously, we saw him at the Under-21 state championships, and he was really bossed the midfield there for the New South Wales boys, and looking. So he started very well, very early, with nice couple of touches.
They did try and look to get the ball to him at every opportunity, and why wouldn't you? As Brown now comes to Shaw. He's got Leong to the right, cuts inside to Kieran Arthur, just to Crowley, not the trap he was after. Although Ben Craig read that next pass well. Strong play from Craig. Tom Brown. McEwen's just making a sneaky lead that wasn't quite picked up, but they did opt to go back, just retain possession.
I see some really good chat as well from the Manly-Gordon North side, Sydney side. The defence block seems to be doing a really good job.
So Shaw looking to come into the circle. Kieran Arthur's into the circle there. That's just off the foot there of Shaw. Kieran Arthur's maybe after a stick check, but sort of, as we said, in finals, you got to really have to earn your free hits.
Big Gordon contingent, Dave.
Yeah.
Good to see.
Strong Gordon contingent there. Gallagher looking long again. Lyles is under the drop zone there. Yeah, the umpires blow that 10 times out of 10.
Very. It's that rule change as you spoke about. It's really influenced a lot of play. The way it's being determined now as well gives the attacking side a lot more advantage, I feel, and it opens up the game like we can see now.
I think it's really good. Like, you really only need to have a metre or two on your opponent to get the call, rather than sort of it having to be 5-10 metres sometimes in the past. I think umpires as well are getting a lot better at picking the drop zone,
big time.
Sort of looking at where it's going to land, rather than allowing the sneaky defender to sort of play catch up a bit and then pretend he was there the whole time. Because it always used to be when in doubt, give it to the defence.
100%. That arm went straight up.
Yeah. So it's Hutchinson now on the right-hand side. He does look to advance the ball and trying to get overlaps when he can. Back out to Campbell. Loving the highlighter headband. Brown, though, picked it back up. Kieran Arthur. Jet Leong's long. He'll get the ball, open up. Hobson's in front of him. It's a great tackle from Hobson.
Yeah, Sam Hobson has been coming through the grades, obviously, with Manly-Gordon North Sydney. He's really impressed this year in both second and first grade, but he's finding his feet very well in first grade.
And he's a very, very good penalty corner #1 runner. So I think sometimes PT defence is a bit like short leg in cricket, where you tend to cop it if you're the younger. So
Yeah.
Sam just copped a little stray, I think, shoulder in the chin there. I think all accidental.
Luckily for him, it was Jet Leong too, probably the smallest guy on the pitch.
As McEwen's looking forward for Ryde, it's deflected into the circle. It's half a chance. It's forced to Lockie Cope. That's just a good, well saved by McClellan at the near post.
We said he had to be at his best, and that's a good early start from him.
As Drea's come back onto the pitch for Hobson there. That's probably what helped Ryde get a little bit of an advantage just in that situation, waiting for the substitution. Ryde in possession at the moment. We mentioned Gordon on the counter, guys like Webster, Boyd, they've got pace to burn up front, so if they can get that turnover, try and get in behind the opposition.
Interesting tactic here, Dave. Obviously, Ryde leaving that middle of the pitch wide open. You can see they love to tack down the right and left-hand sides with their outside back. So big tactic from Gordon here. They're holding a pretty tight, firm box in there, so interesting to see how that develops throughout the game.
Cody Thomas gets his first touch of the afternoon, looks long into the circle. Be a long corner when it comes out. Good Shaw getting the ball, but yeah, when they do sit back, they sit back probably at about their defensive 35, 40. Cope didn't take that one on the right blade of AstroTurf. Umpires today are Scott O'Brien on the far side, Scott Evans on the near side of the pitch, both very experienced. Shaw's now just rolled into the middle for Ryde. Brown looking long, trying to find Jetley on there. As Scott, I think, Scotty Evans, just letting McEwen and Gallagher know he's seen a bit of the argy-bargy. I think both are just, saying hi to each other and
they'd be
very
mates,
friendly.
I'm sure. Interesting to see there. Robbie Campbell obviously pushed up from the fullback position.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's him trying to get out of the line and pressure that ball that will inevitably come through.
Here comes Wiggum on the ball. That's to Drea. Back to Wiggum. It's under pressure. It's a bit unlucky there. Look, just take a little, bit of a stick of debris on the field and it's just popped up.
Got him.
I'll claim that every time I miss a truck ever. Yeah, it's taken a little touch on.
That's 12 years for me. I've been doing that. Actually.
Yeah. I also claim that sometimes like mice have got into my stick. The holes in the stick. I always blame the manufacturer of 100%. The sticks or the field. So here come right down the left. It's Cody Thomas. That's a good surge. After a free hit there, umpire said he wasn't going to get the ball back, so fair enough.
50-50 that one. I think good decision though. Good officiating.
As long as, I think all the players want just sort of consistent sort of calls throughout the day. Long overhead. That's as high as it's gone long. Craig's gone underneath it. Just smart to trap it and sort of get it in front of him as well. He knew that there was no frontal pressure. Kieran Arthur, a player that we did talk about pre-game. Back to Ben Craig.
Right overlap's happening for them, isn't it? They're giving the opportunities.
They do look to take that right-hand side up the pitch, and then they also know if teams overcommit down the edges, they've got guys like Zinner and Brown in the guts to make amends. So Cody Thomas, he's now central. Gordon with all their players in their defensive 25, with the exception of Nick Johnson. And so it's going to be hard to work here for Ryde with players. McEwen's gone 5 himself. He's into the circle. He's down the baseline. He's got numbers there with him. Advantage is given. And it's off the foot of Harrison there. As we have a look at the replay.
Here we can see him come along the baseline. I think they would have been loving the short corner there, but an upright backstick's a pretty average option there, where they could have had a short corner. We know how deadly they are.
Yeah, and it was Kieran Arthur, so he would have been any other player who probably would have been giving them a bake for taking that half chance. He almost had time to stop, turn it on his forestick and really belt it.
Not as fancy as on the forestick.
No. Thomas does look to find Arthur, but get it back. It was well picked off by Hutchinson there. Zinner versus Eichhorn. I think Zinner should probably win that free hit there. Can't be making a tackle with your stick around the ribs. Looking for Cope. That's a good trap in the circle. Let's cross the face. It's a great save. Cleared and it's still going. Good umpiring there. Play on to call. Eichhorn's got it going forward. Eichhorn's just run it into the stick of Cody Thomas. Oh, strong whistle from the umpire there. Almost a couple of half chances there for Ryde. That one that went across the face there, and sort of Kieran Arthur taking the.
Yeah, correct. I think they've found success going around this left-hand side now along the baseline. They just haven't found a foot yet, but if they get one, I'm sure they'll be able to do something with it, as we see a long corner here. I will say having 11 players in the defensive 25 is making it quite difficult, but as you said, once the game wears on, I think we'll see some open holes, but so far so good.
Using the full width of the field when they're sort of knowing that the guts are going to be pretty tough to find a pass.
I will say if there's a team that's got patience when they attack, it's Ryde. So
Zeno makes a mockery of that though. Takes the commentator's curse straight up.
You're right, mate. All good.
I usually get that one in about 14 seconds into the broadcast, so we did well to get through 12 minutes of hockey. As Webster was looking long, it's found Wigham. Loose ball that's come the way of Ryde, and Zinner gets a free hit for his trouble. You can see Eichhorn sort of happy to slow down Zinner at any opportunity. And Zinner does take that free hit. Ryde just having a few substitutions themselves, so holding the ball just out in front of Lyles, probably not where he was after that pass. So turned over there. So a chance for Gordon to build. We hit the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Johnson's got the ball. Ryde just couldn't quite get their sort of full press on there. Norris putting a bit of pressure on. They have got the turnover though this time. It's out to Lyles. They swing it left or right. Cope's done well to get it onto the foot. Sort of unlucky. Eichhorn did the hard work there, just shepherding him onto his opponent. Arthur's got his head up. Finds the foot.
The first corner here is going to be, it's whoever wins the first corner, I think, could be a real big impediment in the game. Interesting.
Kieran Arthur, yeah, not quite getting enough on that one. 2 more metres on it, he would have been all right. But
this could be because of the Manly defensive. They're looking for options now. That's uncharacteristic from a solid right team.
As Gallagher has got his head up and can find that pass. Wiggins, now he's got his opportunity to go forward. Eichhorn's picked off by Arthur. It's got Norris to the left, also to the right. It's Jalen Harrison who should be able to take this one down. Zinner's with him to the edge of the circle, just couldn't quite make that pass. You can see on screen that, Manly-GNS had probably 7 defenders there, but 3 attackers. So they had the numbers force the error. But Billy Shaw's got it back for Ryde. Oh, that's not a great tackle.
Very, very lucky boy.
Yeah, there is a card coming for Gallagher there. I think it was well, they've given the stick shield there. Fair enough.
As we said, if you're consistent on that all day, we love that. I think it was a pretty fair decision. It was a straight right to left drag.
Yeah. The stick shield's being invoked is always another great one for a defender where sort of you always used to get in trouble for it. But as Thomas making it forward out to McEwen, can he keep it in? He's got his head up. We'll probably look for a corner. It's across the face. So close from Jalen Harrison. They had Harrison and Brown unmarked.
We'll see from the replay here, Dave. It's a lovely lead from McEwen. Gets it on the baseline and finds the man exactly where you want him on that dot there. Just could not finish, unfortunately.
No. That's 3 half chances, that they would have probably liked to make one of them count. But they've got the ball back again. Their forwards are stretching well to the width, but Zinner's now got his head up going forward, finds the foot. I think he's after the ball.
You hear the command from the back of Manly there. They want everyone behind the ball. It's looking like it might be happening now if they use it around the back.
So Brown gets it back to Zinner. Probably not how they quite drew it up, but sort of they got the 1 and 2 in there. You can hear Billy Shaw yelling for Ryde just to take a bit of smarts over it. They've got the overlap on the right. Look along to Brown. Try to find McEwen. He's in the circle. Yeah, penalty corner's given for the elbow in the back. And you mentioned that first penalty corner of the game.
I did.
Goes away off Ryde.
We'll see here, just a little bit of body work by Robbie Campbell. He does lead him into that one, and I think a fair decision in the end.
Yeah, I think it's always an easy one for the umpire, sort of when he traps it 1 metre in the circle and his next touch is 1 metre out of the circle.
Correct.
And sort of the ball didn't seemingly leave his stick, so it wasn't.
We see, obviously, the man I spoke about, Kieran Arthur's off the pitch, but they've got a very handy second stringer with Kobe Johnson here, who in any other team would probably be your first string flicker. So I think we'll find number 1 here to the first battery.
It'll be interesting if Billy Shaw calls it himself as captain. He is tasked with the decision making at the penalty corner for Ryde. So it's Johnson over the first, Shaw over the second. A bit of a shift from that second battery. It comes out to the first. Not quite the right trap, but it goes all the way to McEwen. He gets a shot away. It's thrown to the keeper. It's in the back of the net. I think it's Tommy Brown that's opened the scoring for Ryde. Not how it's drawn up.
No. The goals are goals. You take them. Gets a nice little transfer out here to Nick McEwen. Very cool, calm, collected, and then just a nice finish by Tom Brown on the back post, being exactly where you need to be.
So it's Ryde opening the scoring. As we do look on the replay there, it's just Tom Brown's taking the last touch, making sure of it.
He'll take that.
So they lead 1-0 with 42 seconds to go here in the opening quarter.
Big time to score.
Big time.
Big
And
time
we did see on Family Day, I think Ryde scored 2 goals from penalty corners, and they got another stroke from a penalty corner, and all 3 of them were muck-ups at the top of the battery. Yeah. So sometimes it just works out because you tend to have a 7-on-4 situation.
Correct.
And you have the outnumber.
That's why you practice them at training. That's why it's so important to always finish off your goals at training, whether that be in drill work or anything you need to do.
That's it, and being sort of, part of that Ryde coaching staff and sort of in, looking at the PCs, I've definitely claimed that one as a counted PC, converted PC. That will be quarter time. We'll be back here in 2 minutes. It's Ryde leading 1-0.
There are thousands of people tuning in to watch hockey through live streaming. If you've got a business or product you want to push to like-minded people, like a tomahawk, it's time for you to reach out, contact us now so we can tackle a strategy and put your business in the top corner. Well, that's enough of my dribble. It's time for you to get out of the dugout, get off the bench and get your business into the game.
Sydney Hockey is pleased to be working with Save Life Fire and Medical this year to provide all of our players and event staff the best and safest environment to compete in. Save Life offer a wide range of solutions for medical and safety services. So if you need a risk management plan, fire wardens, medical responders, water, safety and rescue services, or training in any of these areas, contact Save Life for a confidential quote and appraisal of the best solution for your circumstances. Go to savelife.com.au for more information.
We're back here for the second quarter. Ryde leading 1-0. Tom Brown. Not exactly the textbook finish, but they all count in the scoreboard the same.
No pictures on the scorecard.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Doesn't need to be, Van Gogh masterpiece or anything.
But once again, he's in the right position. Pretty sure he was the injector in that corner as well. So to get there, he's done all the right stuff. So,
and Ryde again, sort of hammering down this right side of the pitch. But Nick Johnson read that one well. Just couldn't quite find Boyd in front. Ball kid making Billy Shaw do a bit of running there. Just never keen on that, Bill.
No.
Poor Bill had a work trip this week. Thursday, Friday, one night stopover in Perth. So fly to Perth Thursday morning, come back Friday night. So that's a rough one. If you're ever going to have an interstate trip, as Kieran Arthur has got it forward, and he's got a lot of ball. Kieran Arthur as Billy Shaw, he'll look long, trying to find a foot.
And that's a foot.
And that sounded pretty footy.
That was very footy. Again, we do have Kieran Arthur now on the field. And we've got Kobe Johnson too, so this match is going to be quite a thing to watch.
And just getting a score in through Brisbane as well. Labrador 3-2 over St Andrews. So I think that was the minor semi-final. Last minute goal in that one. We also had the early game. I think Bulimba got up over East in a pretty big shock in the major because I don't think East had lost in about 4 months. And I do know from a few trips up to Brisbane, they're not the best of friends.
Right.
But second penalty corner of the game to Ryde. Kieran Arthur over the first battery. Kobe Johnson over the second. It's out to the first battery. It's Kieran Arthur. He goes low. It's taken a touch. There'll be a penalty corner. I think it's off the body into Tom Brown there. Let's have a look at that replay, work out what happened.
Yeah, you just see off the stick there, deflected into Tom Brown, the injector.
I think sort of pretty good running from Sam Hobson there. So it gets in the line and then sort of. So this The setup though this time, they've got Kobe over the first, Kieran Arthur over the second. So out to that second battery. It's looking near, and it's finds the bottom corner. It's a great finish. Kieran Arthur.
I don't think there was a touch there either. I think that might just be a straight flick as you see the replay. Out to the second battery, yeah, just a straight flick, bottom left-hand corner.
It's a lovely flick. You can see from this angle they set up Kieran at that second battery to open up that post side. They did also have the numbers again crowding at that post in case the shot wasn't on target. But Ryde leading 2-0 now.
I think if McClellan watches that back, he might have been a little bit too left on that there, but he'll be reading that mistake. But yeah, go ahead 2-0.
So it's always hard when you see a lot of keepers. They shift their weight to the left when it comes out to that second battery, and then sort of they get caught going back the other way as GNS coming forward. For Ryde, he's worked his way into the edge of the circle. So Stick has half a chance for Pickering. It's saved by McClellan. That's a big save because he also had Harrison and Kieran Arthur there. They were all unattended.
Yeah. He's done well there. It's a good make-up for the replay here, as you can see. Comes out, the man's standing on the spot for a very long time. Pickering probably could have used him there, but great save by Rob McClellan.
Back to the live footage as Ryde through Kieran Arthur. Just drops it back to Tom Brown, who'll take the space afforded to him. And Lyle's over the ball now. It'll be interesting to see how Gordon get back in a foothold in this game. As Shaw's got the ball, it's a long ball. I think Harrison called Pickering out of that one, but then couldn't quite make the trap there. But they just need to get a bit of possession at the moment, Gordon.
Yeah, I think they've been a bit scared, and I think this isn't the play they've used a fair bit. The overhead hasn't worked, but it'd be nice to see a nice flat ball, and they've actually got and retained possession. So see a nice build-up play here, hopefully.
So it's Johnson. He's got Muir to the right. That's where he goes. He's met by Cope. That's a good tackle from Cope. He's got the ball going forward. Another one from the New South Wales 21s team. Had a really good Nationals tournament there. Getting the ball back again. The whistle's from the other field, not our field.
It's lovely there too. He's found them.
As Harrison just dumps it back to McEwen. He's got numbers left and right. Lyles is all alone, but he goes further afield to get Cope. Just slipped at the wrong time.
Did all the hard work to get there and just unfortunately trapped there. But
as Robbie Muir's gone off injured on the far side of the pitch there, he's hobbling off.
Yeah, the man they call Muscles, I think he's picked up a lower leg injury by the looks of things. It's been replaced and onto the pitch, but we'll keep an eye on that one, Dave.
He looks a pretty sick boy, Robbie, so I'm hoping that's nothing too bad. It might have been sort of a low blow looking at how he's sort of crouched over and not being able to breathe. We can all attest. If it's you, not funny.
Correct.
Anyone else?
Very funny.
Sort of, as long as there's no serious injury. Like,
no Tom Deed and stuff.
Yeah, no. As the umpire just saying, use a bit of common sense, boys.
I think McEwen the antagonist again there, but he's just playing his natural game, and he's probably been afforded at the amount of hockey that guy's played in Sydney.
That's well over 200 first grade games. I remember back in the day, I think Kenny Campbell, who's a Ryde stalwart, got him to debut in 6th grade. Said, it's a young kid's got to debut in 6th grade. I think he was in 4th grade by about half time of that game.
I'm a bit upset that he's gone to that darker coloured stick. He's known for his fluoro yellow, so
yeah,
I was a bit shattered when I saw that today.
I obviously wasn't scoring enough goals with the fluoro yellow, so I think he's had the current stick for the last 2 weeks. As Ryde just turned it over there straight to Boyd, said this is a counter opportunity.
This is where they just need to be patient here, I think, Dave. They've tried to rush this here, turned it over, especially in the midfield.
As Kobe Johnson got sent packing on the left of the screen, but he might be forced to make a tackle here. It's come out to Boyd again. This is a big opportunity brewing for Gordon. Lyles, though, at the back post. Strong defending there. And Brown gets it back going forward. There's a bit of movement to build. Play-ons are called. Nick Johnson now working forward. It's into the edge of the circle, and it's well done from Lockie Cope there. That's the best minute of play from Gordon so far.
And it was a slow build-up, I think you'll find, Dave. They just used the ball properly, used it well. Small midfield transfer, but they seem to get the ball to the right-hand side and look much more dangerous.
So Cody Thomas, the headband falling low at the moment. Advantage is given. It's into Kieran Arthur. He's at the back post. That's a great goal. It's Jet Leong. But I think it's all from Cody Thomas. It was a great run there.
You can see on the replay here, Cody Thomas opens it up out to Kieran Arthur, and as you want every striker to do, on the back post, lovely finish on the backhand. I did say early on, Dave, that Jet Leong has been someone that's really impressed me, and that sort of stuff for a young kid is exactly what you want to see.
No, never afraid to get in, do the hard work, and
He's ready for
at the back post there as well. You tend to cop a few. So we'll look at the replay as we're talking over. You see, he's in the back position, and at the last second, he just sneaks in front.
It's perfect.
Doesn't give the defender a chance to realise that they're not in the front position anymore.
Really interesting, Cody Thomas's headband here.
Yeah, I think he's got a bit of a cut on the eye, it looks like. Which, that's it. Yeah, there's a card coming for Webster there.
Yeah, a couple of professional fouls there. I think this game hopefully isn't getting away
Let's
from
upgrade it to a yellow card now for a bit of back chat.
You've got to stay in the game here. It's only 3-0. Still plenty of time to go in this game.
Sort of 2 minutes. There's a lot of green cards usually in the season, and you can get away with 2 minutes. But sort of 5 minutes tends to hurt.
Correct. 5 minutes against a side that's just been peppering all day as well. It's it could come back to really hurt.
As Wigan with a strong tackle, and he's got space to work forward. He doesn't have many friends ahead of the ball there, but so does well just to hold up. Get it back out to Gallagher.
Smart.
I think this is where Gordon looked to be missing Wazi a little bit. Just that second pivot in the back group that is able to look long, bit aerial or flat pass.
Yeah, it's just an old head. He just knows how the game works. And interesting tactic here from Ryde to not press when they've got a man up. So we'll see if they're maybe just looking for a counter and use that number in that advantage.
I think should we note as well. I think Manly-GNS were down 3-0 last week to New South Wales. Got back into the game, only losing 4-3 in the end. So they do have that ability to score goals quickly. As they look long, they're trying to find Owens, but couldn't quite make the trap. He was also surrounded by sort of 3 or 4, but
Correct.
You do have to be brave, go into midfield a bit. You've got.
It's where the majority of the players have been for Manly as well. So then they go through that midfield position. I mean, Nick Johnson's presenting up. See Kyle Eichhorn's having a spell, but he's always there as a posting up option. So I think they're just looking a little bit too long, chasing the game a little bit. But there's still a half of hockey left in this.
As Lyles back out to Craig, finds Kieran Arthur posting up. Out to Zinner. And Johnson was just forced to trap it on the back stick, but Copes now, he's worked into the circle, got forward, it's come out to Pickering, it's across the face, and just cleared it from McClellan. The slower ball there, and it'll be Wigan coming forward.
Just out of screen there, you can see he's run the whole back line, Lachlan Cope with a lovely finish. Jack Pickering goes for the shot, and a double save here by Rob McClellan. He's done very well, and found a man, even more important.
So they're finding Hutchinson in the middle. There look to be a couple of bodies in the defensive midfield group now for Gordon, just to try and get a bit more of that ball control. Looking long, but Kobe Johnson's picked that one off. Out to Zeno, the calls to come to the right-hand side. That's where they've got it through Kieran Arthur and Cody Thomas. Switching to play again.
My calculations, probably still 2 minutes left in that yellow card too.
Yeah.
So Ryde will be wanting to put a bit more pressure on here and try and go for a corner, if not a goal.
Sutherland just got a goal back in the Premier League 2 game. I think it's now Sutherland 1, Uni New South 2. I think Macquarie are leading the Premier League 3 game 2-0 over Ryde. That's a 1v2 game, so they'll be both back next week. Kieran Arthur now has got the ball. Will use his pace. That's a good tackle from Dreer, but just fell nicely to Kieran Arthur there. He's still going forward. Probably would have liked a little bit of advantage if she just worked into the circle and had the ball on his stick. But, yeah.
4 stick on the baseline.
Yeah.
You don't want it there, Dave.
No, never want it there.
Out.
I think the umpire had obviously seen his upright back stick from before earlier on and said, no, you're no good with advantage. But it comes to Cope. He's worked his way nicely. It's advantage, and it's Jet Leong. He's got his second. Ryde had their fourth. But I think Lockie Cope did really well there.
It's a lovely turn. Opens up the body. And a clinical finish again. Just lurking on that back post again. He just found the right space. And he had to be where he had to be again, Leong there. Good finish.
And sort of after probably their first 3 chances of the game that they didn't make the most of, they've pretty much scored with their 4 out of their 5 next chances. So it's been a clinical in the second quarter from Ryde.
Bit of insult to injury as well. Obviously, they've still got the man off on the bench there. Could have used an extra body in the back group there, Manly Gordon North. But
it's good to see Muir back on the field for Manly-GNS. No advantage given there, so it's a good whistle from the umpire.
I think he might have done the count test before he went back out there, and he's good to go.
Yeah, you want 2, you don't want 1 or 3. Ball's out to Boyd on the left. I was just trying to find Drea. It might kindly fall to Campbell. You know, if you're playing fantasy AFL, that's still a completed pass. As Campbell shows his experience there. A little nutmeg as well to get through to Drea. They're into the circle, but Lyles, he's read that well. I think the calls to get it out to the left-hand side, and Ben Craig's in an A-carry. He's got Jalen Harrison right up. He's got Nathan Zinner working in front. Oh, just missed the pass there. I think Zinner's got it back though. Out to McEwen. Oh, he was lining up the shot in the celebration, I think. Didn't quite make the trap.
There's one man I want in that situation. That's Nick McEwen. And unfortunately, just for him, he's found his foot.
And it would have been right down the barrel of the camera angle as well.
Good to see Muir back out there, as we said.
Yeah.
Got a bit more time in midfield with the ball now, Gordon North Sydney. And let's see, Manly Gordon North, I should say, and let's see what they can do with it.
I think they are back to 11 players now. Looks like with Webb, so as you mentioned, so just holding the ball at the moment. Finding Webster. We're just running it onto the stick of Zinner. Finds McEwen. He's got Pickering ahead of the play if he wants to go that way. Gets it back. They've got numbers on the left. Gets it all the way out to Harrison. He's only got Pickering ahead of him, so he might have to go alone. He can sort of try and work his way into the circle. I think Harrison heard the whistle, but it was from the other pitch.
He stopped the play there. There was a little bit of a body check.
Yeah.
I think that's all fair.
Yeah, got to play the whistle. And there could be 3 of them here, because with the 3 fields are all... Especially when you're at the northern end of this field and you just play at the southern end of the field to the left of screen.
It's like watching the tennis sometimes.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
You two tend to wonder who's got that hit. So just under 2 minutes to go here. Really important, Gordon, just hold possession. Try and work a penalty corner opportunity if they can. If you get that goal just before half-time, you give yourself a bit of momentum. Chance to grow into the contest. As I just realised I didn't put my GoPros up for this game, but
it's okay.
So be it.
More importantly, I think for Manly Gordon North will be not conceding, and we see a long overhead by Blackshaw.
They have found McEwen in space. He's in the circle. He'll probably want to take it back into the circle. He does so here. He's Pickering's across the face. Oh, it's a lovely goal. That's 5. High 5 for Ryde.
Hard to beat that. As you see, the long ball over the top. Nick McEwen, a great trap. Throws a nice dummy here on the defender. Again, just forward craft from Ryde. Just finish off a lovely back post finish. You see Pickering here just timing his run as well. I think this is the most important bit. Gets behind his defender. As you'll see, perfect finish. Makes it Ryde 5, Manly Gordon North 0.
That's 4 goals in this quarter. It's a dominant quarter for Ryde. Probably the dominance that their field players suggested, but they've just been so clinical in front of goal.
That's what it is. They've been given opportunities in this second half, and the second quarter, I should say, and just been clinical.
So, a long way back for Manly-GNS here. It's Webster trying to find Wiggum. There'll be a sideline hit for Manly-GNS. 25 seconds to go, so there's still plenty of time with the ball kit as well to Get the ball back in play.
Got to go forward here.
It was almost a group ball to find Icorn, but just wasn't quite there. Johnson looking to redirect. And that will be a long corner, right in the corner of the field. 2 seconds, 1 second. Zahuda beats Manly-GNS there. It's Ryde 5-0 at half-time. Jet Leong's got 2. Tom Brown, he opened the scoring. And Jack Pickering and Kiranatha also finding the back of the net. We'll be back in 5 minutes for the second half.
There are thousands of people tuning in to watch hockey through live streaming. If you've got a business or product you want to push to like-minded people, like a tomahawk, it's time for you to reach out, contact us now so we can tackle a strategy and put your business in the top corner. Well, that's enough of my dribble. It's time for you to get out of the dugout, get off the bench and get your business into the game.
Sydney Hockey is pleased to be working with Save Life Fire and Medical this year to provide all of our players and event staff the best and safest environment to compete in. Save Life offer a wide range of solutions for medical and safety services. So if you need a risk management plan, fire wardens, medical responders, water, safety and rescue services, or training in any of these areas, contact Save Life for a confidential quote and appraisal of the best solution for your circumstances. Go to savelife.com.au for more information.
Back here for the third quarter. Ryde Hunters Hill in a commanding position, 5-0. So we need it to be an 11-goal thriller for Manly-GNS here.
Geez, wouldn't it be good to say as we just see the final lights sort of fading away and we're getting the artificials on now. Yeah. So see if the game changes with that change.
And it always gets cold here at Moorebank, so we did well rugging up.
Yeah, you gave me the hot tip earlier on. Yeah. It was cold here last week, so I've rugged up. I'm all good.
I think someone said to me earlier today, like Moorebank, one of the venues where you can get sunburn at the start of one game, and then you get windburn at the end of it. So.
Absolutely. I will say big shout out to Moorebank as well for hosting these 3 games. I don't know if they had a choice, but they've done a good job. The campaign's been running all day, so congrats to them.
It's great having all 3 Premier League grades at the one venue, especially for teams that have multiple teams competing. You can really SHA do a really good job trying to make sure that all the teams are similar time slots. So to help clubs out. As Zinner's into the circle here, it's a great tackle from Muir, but it's just a penalty corner. I think back of the stick was called. I thought it was a little bit unlucky there, but
a little bit unlucky. I think you'll find there was a little bit of a stick check here, maybe on this attempt there. He might have been calling for very light, but yeah. I'm sure Ryde won't be complaining.
No. So, first penalty corner of the third quarter. Ryde have had 2 so far. Really finding the net the first time through Tom Brown, and then the second one was much more clinical from Kieran Arthur.
How long till we see a trick shot, you reckon, Dave?
Well, I think Kieran and Kobe are still probably wanting to call their shots at the top. I know a couple of variations that they've been after, but so it's Brown with the injection. Out to that second battery, it's Kieran Arthur. There goes Kobe Johnson. It's low straight at McClellan. He does well. It's fallen nicely to Kieran Arthur. Play on's a call. Still going. And again at McClellan. Did well both times of asking there.
Perfect injection, perfect trap. Nice little trick play. First save by McClellan was very good. I thought it was quite unlucky here on a non-Manly free hit, but great first save by McClellan, and the second even better.
So it's just a whiff back on live footage. It's just we look at the replay there. Still going. McClellan does well on the second chance. We'll see coming up. It's good from Arthur to get a shot away under a lot of pressure there.
Off the back foot, always a difficult skill.
Yeah. As Wiggum now moving forward, looking to find Boyd, who's probably been their best of the forward bunch. Finding Farquhar on his end to the edge of the circle. Rare circle entry for Gordon. What can they do here? He's done well. It's across the face and it's so close there from Nick Johnson.
Geez, he did very well there on the back post to take that all the way. You see here, great skill. A couple of jinks. One, beats 2. Finds the man, the forward craft. And as you were saying, Dave, they've just been clinical. That's been the difference so far.
As they do force a turnover here, it's Icorn. It's just behind Nick Johnson. Finding Ben Craig.
No.
There's Tom Brown. He's got the ball out to Lyles. Working their way to Norris.
Great tackle.
Great tackle from Hobson there. Picked the pocket, but it'll just be a long corner. Lyles now with the possession. Right, just trying to hold the ball a bit after sort of conceding a couple of entries. So
Smart
Billy
player.
Shaw though.
They've probably got their best back movement on the field at the moment too.
Oh, it's a great turn from Norris. He's forced a good save from McClellan. It's come out to Zinner. He'll look for the shot. It's well done again, and looks to be a penalty corner just off the body of Leong in the replay.
Just the parry there as well from McClellan was just class to get it out there. I mean, it went to Zinner, but he got it out of the danger area there.
So Ryde winning the free hit again. It's Tom Brown. He's looking long. He's finding Leong in the circle. Just couldn't quite make the trap there.
I think that steady Ryde 5 at the back have been quite impressive, holding the ball and moving it from side to side. You see Manly's sort of distribution has been a bit staggered. I'm sure they'll be wanting a bit cleaner out the back if you see Johnson away with the ball.
So it's Johnson just back out to Hobson. They're holding the ball a lot better this quarter, Manly-GNS. I think probably Ryde maybe not pressing as intently as they were earlier in the fixture. But Icon's got it. He's trying to get past McEwen and does so he can go forward out to Wigham. But they need to get sort of Wigham looking forward with possession rather than being forced back.
Yeah, open 4-6 the real key in this battle, I feel.
Icon winning the free hit there. Don't forget at 6 o'clock the big game. It's Norwest taking on Moorebank. The winner of that fixture will take on Uni New South Wales if this result stays as is. Or Muir now. Farquharson's got it. A good couple of minutes, Bruce. Against the former club.
Not enough Bruces in Sydney hockey either, Dave. Not enough Bruces left in Sydney hockey.
No. As Ben Craig does very well there. You can hear in the background there's a goal on the field behind us. Ryde have halved the deficit in third grade there. That's a great tackle from Campbell. Now Muir. Takes a free hit. Pickering's got it. Takes a shove. And that's a strong whistle there. Kieran Arthur looks long. Hobson's underneath it. Good trap.
Good trap. They're slowly getting a little bit of midfield control here, and that's really been impressive to watch this first couple of minutes of this third quarter.
Muir made the trap, but Shaw was right in front of him there. Shaw looking just to control that play through the voice there. You can hear him on the pitch. You know, it's that high-pitched voice that you hear coming through on the stream.
He's done this many a time. He knows what it takes. So
Brown just turned over. So it's a bit better from Manly-GNS now. Icon moving forward. You know, the first half, GNS are really sitting in their back 30, back 35. They're putting the DMs under a bit of pressure here, not allowing that easy option to turn forward. As Leong's got that one coming forward for Ryde. He's got McEwen with him, Pickering in tow. Good tackle from Campbell. As there was obviously a card of some colour given on the far side. I think it's only looks to be a yellow.
I think Manly will find a bit of time and space here, as you said. Ryde will lay off the press a little bit, but those midfield guys we talked about, Icon's getting more of the ball, which you like to see. Nick Johnson had that chance, as we saw just before. I think the back group's finally finding their feet with Gallagher. That's sort of leading the troops through. So better signs for Manly Gordon North in this second.
Definitely. You know, we mentioned, I think it was the first finals appearance in 6 seasons. So, you know, it's always that big step up making finals, and then, you know, you'll take a lot out of it. Long ball trying to find Kobe Johnson. That's a good trap on the move. He can find Pickering. Here come Ryde. There's Harrison as well as Norris. Trier, the third time of asking, got the ball away.
Yeah, he finally got it there.
So Kieran Arthur in the ball, just winning a long corner. So it'll be Cody Thomas to take. Loving headband Cody today.
Yes.
Should keep it up.
I think you can see, you might be able to see it on the camera there, but there has been, I think he must have picked up a cut or something just above the right eye. So just a bit of precaution taping. Not as tough as his brother Ash, obviously, as a keeper, but
never. As Kobe Johnson working forward, it's play on's a call. Oh yeah, no, penalty corner eventually given. Everyone did seem to stop.
Yeah, there was a bit of a lull in play there. I think they're on
and good luck to Ash and all the boys in the Australia A series in Tokyo at the moment. I think first game is today, off memory. So I think there's a few New South Wales contingent there. I know Ash Thomas, Aaron Hazel, Sam Gray, Dylan Martin's over there as well. I think Dane Richards as well. I feel like I'm missing somebody, but there's definitely... Lockie Sharp was in the original squad, but still unfortunately under an injury cloud, so not making that one.
Kieran Arthur, Kobe Johnson, top of the batteries here.
So second penalty corner of the third quarter for Ryde. Comes out to Kieran Arthur. He goes low. It's a good save from McClellan. Gordon hit on the counter. It's Owens. He's looking inside. Out to Icorn. Back out to Webster. Harrison, good running back in defence. And gives it back to Lyles. Just try and work a free hit there. Oh, it's turned it over. Out to Icorn. He's got Wigham at the top of the circle. Just couldn't quite make the trap there. He's still got the ball though. Ryde not looking to commit with the tackle. It's across the face and it is a goal.
And then we wanted Bruce.
Brucey's got in the back of the net there. The comeback's on.
The comeback is on. Only 4 more to get to hard this game up, but it was great forward skill there by the...
We do have the Gordon cheer squad right in front of us here. So. Imagine if they score 5 goals, how loud they'll be.
We might just put the headset down, I reckon.
yeah. The Gordon have really deserved that goal this quarter. It feels like they've had an even running. As there's been a couple of goals in the PL3 game. It's now Macquarie 3-2 to Ryde. So I mean, both teams are safe for next week, but you always want to win that game. Gives you the notionally easier opponent.
Right.
Notionally the key word there, because you're always playing a team that's won that previous week and feels pretty confident about themselves. So.
I don't know if Coach Tim Colley would be happy with this third quarter from Ryde. I think obviously they've had their corners, but they've turned over a fair bit of possession, and Manly have probably been on top in this quarter, you'd think.
Yeah, no, they've definitely turned it over. As McEwen just sent that one back to nobody, and Hutchinson is going forward. You can see they're really got a spring in the step at the moment, GNS. It's Johnson. That could be a corner, or just a whistle coming up.
It's close to the corner. It's unlucky. You've still got possession in the attacking 25.
Gallagher now. Out to Drea. Good spin to open up a bit of space, but just into the stick of Ben Craig. Drea again. Looking for the deflection.
It's that T spot the teams love to attack to as well, so maybe just a no-look pass, but you probably think 9 times out of 10 there'd be someone working in that area. All out attack.
Lyles just taking a bit of a heat out of the contest, looking to find Zeno. They probably haven't found him as much this quarter. Back out to Craig. Cuts inside, looks to go forward. I think he was waiting for Johnson to go ahead of the player there, but I think Kobe was just trying to wrap around behind, noticing if a turnover happened, it would have been a bad spot to lose the ball.
Probably a 3-on-4 or 4-on-3, I should say, to Manly-GNS.
So Hobson now almost turned over. It felt nicely to Hutchinson. Kieran Arthur almost making the tackle. Probably thought better of making the tackle on Campbell there. Hobson again over it.
Really impressed with Hobson. He's been a bit of glue at the back there. Obviously Gallagher's the one with a larger passing range, but he's been very solid, Sam Hobson at the back.
So they've definitely put Hutchinson into the central role, get a bit of ball going forward. Good tackle from Craig. The release at Zinner. And out to Kieran Arthur. Wait for Leong to get on his bike. Just dumps it back. Zinner, too much pace there. Can you find Kieran Arthur? That's the pass he's looking for. It almost gets to him now. Still going Kieran Arthur. It's across the face of goal. Jet Leong looking for a third. Play on to court. And the defensive free hits one out there.
Again, McClellan was in the right spot. You'll see it here. Kieran Arthur, great control on his 4-stick. McClellan there. Leong in a good spot again, but McClellan's just been too classy in this second half so far in the third quarter.
Gallagher does look long. He's got Boyd ahead of the play. That's a good trap from Lyles. They've read the drop zone of those overheads pretty well all day.
No mistraps as yet from either side. As you mentioned earlier, it's been a bigger exponent since the new interpretation of the rules come in. We've seen a lot more. We saw a lot more in the Commonwealth games as well.
And it's not only those long ones, it's more like the 20, 30 metre ones, just sort of getting it into pockets when teams play zonal, especially just sort of knowing that, and you're sort of preying on the opposition, sort of intruding on the 5, giving away a free hit, and then being able to go forward. So it's a difficult one, especially for forwards. If they're not in the landing zone, they always tend to creep in the 5. Tom Brown, that's opened up to McEwen. Good tackle from Hobson.
Sam Hobson again, strong. It's funny, Dave, you mentioned before that Nathan Tinner hasn't had much ball in the last 5 minutes. He's really turned around and Ryde have gone back on top. So good call by you. He's been more over the ball and Ryde have looked a lot more settled since.
Now it's Shaw back to Brown. They're looking just to swing a bit of an overlap on the left. Back to Brown. And they've got that switch happening now on the right-hand side. It's releasing Shaw, just couldn't quite there. I think it's better from Gordon when they've just defended, high, even if it's halfway, they're just forcing, Ryde to force a pass a bit earlier on rather than being able to kick their head up and pick their pass.
Absolutely.
So Mueller's back over it. Comes out to Campbell. And Drea now. Just working to their back route. Gallagher now. Looking in the middle of the field. It's good midfield interplay here from Gordon. Well done from Webster, reaching over the top. They've got a number at the back post completely free at the moment, if they can find them. It's Billy Shaw. I don't think will be in any real rush to take it. Let's play on the, not 5, the free hit there. So with,
I think his stick was up in there, he's probably played at that.
Yeah, with 6 seconds to go, that will be 3/4 time. 5-1, the advantage to Ryde. We'll be back in 2 minutes for the 4th quarter.
There are thousands of people tuning in to watch hockey through live streaming. If you've got a business or product you want to push to like-minded people, like a tomahawk, it's time for you to reach out, contact us now so we can tackle a strategy and put your business in the top corner. Well, that's enough of my dribble. It's time for you to get out of the dugout, get off the bench and get your business into the game.
Sydney Hockey is pleased to be working with Save Life Fire and Medical this year to provide all of our players and event staff the best and safest environment to compete in. Save Life offer a wide range of solutions for medical and safety services. So if you need a risk management plan, fire wardens, medical responders, water, safety and rescue services, or training in any of these areas, contact Save Life for a confidential quote and appraisal of the best solution for your circumstances. Go to savelife.com.au for more information.
Back here for the 4th and final quarter. You can hear the cheering in at the background. Ryder pulled off an upset in PL3, 4-3 over Macquarie. So both teams still good to go for next week, as that was a 1v2 game. And on PL2, it was Union New South, I think 3-1 over Sutherland. So that Sutherland season's done. Uni work through. They'll play Ryde next week in Premier League 2. As Farquharson comes forward again. Strong tackle from Craig.
It's been appeals for short corners around here.
and his cope. You mentioned in the sort of third quarter, Collier probably wouldn't have been happy with his charges there, and it was a bit of a slow start to that fourth quarter, but he's usually pretty calm and methodical at the break, TC. But if there was ever probably just a bit of a word just to sort of sharpen them back up, that would have been the time to use it.
Definitely, and you can see they're already back under control here. Playing forward at the back, they love to switch that up, obviously, as you'll see. Cap's gone back into the midfield. We've got another touch in.
Just completely bypassed the both of his right half and right defender there.
It's a good call by me,
yeah. As it's coming forward, Boyd's got it. He's worked hard today. Out to Wigham. Craig now back to McEwen. Pickering has got to win that and does so. I think poor old Muir's copped another bump there after Pickering just fell into him.
It's good officiating. I think it was a 50-50 ball. No one really got interfered with too much. Yep. Play on.
Kieran Arthur looking for Pickering. That's a good trap on the back post and penalty corners one there. It's a great trap going forward. You often see that trap just gets missed, and it's...
You'll see it here. It's a perfect trap. Inside-out trap. I think he's been hard done by that Gallagher. That might have been stick, but he's not going anywhere else, was he, I suppose?
No, so. I think that's another interpretation change. Sort of, you've really got to be looking like you're not
Correct.
Sending it straight over the back line. With mine, they're all defensive mistraps. If I was trying to hit it over the back line, I'd hit it over the sideline. So
there's some very good players that very subtle at doing that skill, but I call it a skill because it is.
Yeah. So chance here for Ryde, the first one of the fourth quarter. Johnson and Arthur over the batteries. It's out to Kieran Arthur. It's a good trap and it's a great goal. He's got second, and isn't he pumped? Ryde goes 6-1 up.
Again, it's gone to a second battery again. They found a bit of luck there earlier in the game with the first goal, and he's gone to the exact same side.
That is his absolute spot. I think everyone in Australian hockey, is obviously a long-time Tassie Tigers player in AHL and Hockey 1. Sort of, does love that low flick to the stick side, and
he's found some love there this afternoon as well.
I think it's the third penalty corner goal that they've got so far today. Good trap from Shaw to Lyles now. Back to Zinner. Shaw to Lyles. Oh, that's a great play to release Zinner. He's got McEwen to the right. Goes further right to Kieran Arthur. They've got 5 in the circle here of Ryde. Nathan Zinner going forward. That's well picked off by Icorn. And out to Webster. Out to Wigham.
Wigham's been impressive again today as well. Long striding individual.
As we have another look at that goal. Great flick into the sideboard.
Yeah. It's tough to keep out though. Unless you've got a postie on there, it's very tough to keep out as a keeper stick side.
Manly-GNS with the ball. Now going forward through Wigham. Johnson. Kieran Arthur. He's got Fletcher Norris ahead of the play. I think that the young Ryde forwards, they haven't had a heap of the ball today, but you see they're just all energy, like it's all sprinting sort of all the time. That especially in finals when you sort of tend to carry 15 or 16 players.
Very diligent in their work.
You just get, you're on little 3-4 minute bursts in a quarter. Leave it all in the tank. McEwen sort of just drops into defensive midfield as well. You can see on the far side of the pitch, Kieran Arthur's just gassed because he worked so hard at that that attacking midfield role. Back to Zinner now. This is lovely play into the edge of the circle. He's working his way around. It's a good save forced, and McClellan does well. Campbell just forced out wide there.
Something to turn on a little bit here. That's 2 little tap-ons in midfield. Nice stick work here by Zinner to get to the baseline.
It was a defensive touch in the end, but it was back to live footage with Gordon winning a free hit. Wigham, Icorn, Johnson now. Get it back to Webster. Can get his head up. Nice skills from Icon there. And Drea now back on the ball. This is sort of some of the play that they weren't able to get in the first half when sort of the game was there to be won. It was, you know, there wouldn't have been too many sort of 5-pass, you know, phases. Hutchinson now. Cope's got it and wins the sideline hit there. So 10 minutes to go in this one. Nick McEwen's under that trap. McEwen knew exactly what was doing there. Cope's going to look long for Brown, I reckon. Well, the Icon just took a step left to...
Straight down our barrel here. That looked on the whole time. It's a sloppy foot there, but...
Yeah.
Quite rough on him, to be fair.
Classic from Zinner. They look at the stick though. It must have been the stick's fault. You know, out to the right, that looked to have just beaten Hutchinson there. It's always a tough position when you're in the final, when you sort of know that they
tend to go down by 5. Calculations start that up in your head. Your legs start to ache a little bit more.
Yep. Zinner. Obviously in the Burrows squad at the moment, also still in the Australian indoor squad. Been a great addition to the Ryde lineup the last couple of years. Lyles now is moving up, finding Shaw. He's got Harrison on the T-spot, but it was well tackled from Owens. Icon now with the ball. Cope there winning that free hit. I thought it may have gone the other way there.
I think that was just an umpire look then, he might have conned him into that one, but...
Yeah. They're two pretty good friends, Lockie and Bruce, but as you can see at the top of the screen now, the umpires for the next game I think are ready to go. They've got Michelle and Zeke, you know, the two premier umpires for the premier game. We'll have all the scores at 3/4 time of that 6 o'clock game as well. So it's the last game of the day. As Ryde do force a turnover through Tom Brown, not Simon Orchard. He's the one joining me in commentary.
Yes.
As Harrison, he finds Zinner. We'll look forward out to Norris. Good deflection. It's a great save from McClellan. Had to be aware at the near post there.
I think your fruition of the New South Wales Prize squad will has to be true. He's played a fantastic game today, and he's top quality opposition. So he can hold his head high to keep up.
Yeah, no, he's a very, very strong keeper. New South Wales stocks are pretty strong. You know, you've got Ash Thomas as well. And then, you know, most teams' first-grade goalkeepers, you know, would go pretty close to state, you know, honours in other, you know, if they weren't in New South Wales.
You're leaving out the Ryde number 1.
Yeah.
DJ Bruton, he's one of the best keepers I've ever played under. He's a fantastic player.
You know, better bloke as well. I think he's retired from rep hockey at the moment. He played in the inaugural hockey one, which was about 5 years ago now. It's still the last series that's been played. As Cody Thomas, he gets a red trip forward. Jet Leong's got the ball on the stick. Yeah, no advantage given. So penalty corner. One there. But they've just hammered that right T-spot all day. And sooner or later, they'll just get a free hit out of it.
They're finding some really good results when they're going right. It's just that opening up on that 4-stick. Getting plenty of ball, plenty of 4-stick entry, exactly what you want. Yeah. I mean, you see a lot of their entries they're getting actually on the backhand side, but they're bringing it to the 4-stick so quickly that it just turns the advantage straight away, which you mentioned the skill before by Jack Pickering over in that right-hand side corner, and as we saw, what a great result. Great finish with Kieran Arp's goal, so I reckon they'll be looking for the same sort of opportunity here.
So they look to have both flicking options off at the moment. So Billy Shaw's gone up to the first spot. Ben Craig's, he's always likes to be known as in the penalty corner battery for his slap. Comes out to that first battery. It's not quite where they wanted it. Shaw goes for the spin. And just well cleared in the end. Probably the first one to not really get off the runway. Correct. For Ryde today.
Still a result. He got a shot towards goal. You see it here. Loves the spin too, Billy Shaw. So yeah. I knew it had to be coming out sooner or later.
I think he teaches Jet. So, you know, Jet, you know, is showing some of the skills, you know, with his reverse. I think he scored a reverse spin against yourself earlier in the year in the Sesh game.
Don't remember. Can't remember.
But then Billy was like, "Mate, I've been doing this for since you've been in nappies."
Correct.
So there's Cody Thomas. So that's a vital touch to get it forward, win that contest. I think sort of both players did pretty well there, not to sort of commit the body. That they're both into the opponent, so they both committed themselves full throttle.
In all fairness to Manly too, I think they've played quite a strong game. What is it, 6-1? Wouldn't say it flatters either side, but I think they've been quite strong in the contest, and they've just beat some great finishes from Ryde, great positioning. So,
especially that second quarter, 4 goals in the second quarter, probably from about 6 chances.
Correct. So it's been a 1-1 second half.
Yeah,
as we see it at the moment.
Brown with the turnover. Zinner's got it. He's got Cope to the left. He'll get it on his reverse. Can he get the shot away? He does. That's a good save from McClellan. Well done from McClellan there.
I hope the head coach of the New South Wales Pride's out here, because he'd be wanting him to. Although he can watch the live stream back, Dave, obviously, as you know.
He can. Plenty of places to watch the live stream.
6 o'clock game as well. Don't forget.
That's it.
Stay tuned a bit later on here tonight.
Should be a
especially
ripper.
as commentator Simon Orchard too.
That's it. Half a foot in both camps.
He played many a year for Northwest Strikers.
And obviously an honorary Ogilvy as well.
Yeah.
I have been loving the Kurt Ogilvy, the Thrive Hockey Instagram page. He absolutely does great work with that. It's Ryde coming. Lousy, Kobe was never going to get that. I don't think Usain Bolt was going to get that one. But
yeah, the Thrive Hockey has been a nice little addition, creating debate, healthy debate. But it's good to see people investing in the hockey, especially this tail end of the season.
That's it. That's Tom Brown now looking right. See McEwen come back on for his last gallop of the game. Kieran Arthur, a rare miss trap there. He's worked pretty hard today. If you're giving sort of a 3, 2 and 1 in the votes, where would they be headed?
I think I'd be seeing 3 to Zinner in the middle. I think he's been quite handy. Really like Jet de Jong's work. I don't know if it's just the finishing, but he seems to be working off the ball. And 1 probably goes to Rod McLean. I know it looks bad, six passing, but he's been pretty elite in the net. So that'd be my 3, 2 on yourself.
Yeah, I think the 3 you mentioned, like McClellan's been the best for Manly-GNS. I think most of that Ryde midfield group, like Kieran Arthur, is just like a workhorse, gets so much of the ball in good spots, and sort of always tends to do the right thing with it. And especially in the first half, like when Gordon had a few of their opportunities, I thought Lyles was pretty good, just on the hot line, getting a lot of intercepts going forward, but it's hard to go past, as your 3, I think. And that's all without mentioning Nick McEwen.
Correct.
So into the final 3 minutes here, winding down.
Officiating's been very good today as well, Dave. I don't like to talk about him too much, and that's probably a good thing.
That's it. Yeah, if we don't mention them, they've probably done a good job. It's a nice skill from Cody Thomas. He's got it to Pickering. That's good defensive work in the end. Hobson managing to clear and taking the body on the way out. But it sets up a big week of semi-finals next week. Still got obviously Moorebank-Norwest to come. The loser of that game will play Ryde, and the winner will play Uni New South Wales. So Uni New South looking pretty strong in their 2-0 win over Glebe. Ryde still going forward. Brown mistrap there. Wouldn't be happy with that. They've worked it forward though for Ryde. Kieran Arthur back to McEwen. McEwen just went zag when Arthur went zig, and that's.
It was a nice little link-up play there. They knew exactly where that ball needed to go then, and just a little bit of miscommunication. You'd be loving to see that if you're the coach, I reckon.
Because that's a long overhead. Johnson reading it well, though. It's hard to think that McEwen doesn't have a goal today, because he set up a few, and he's probably had a few half chances that haven't quite amounted to the shot that we were expecting, but still such a presence.
Yeah, when you come up against a Ryde team, there's one man you don't want in the top of the 25 with a backstick open in play. It's Nick McEwen.
Yeah.
Same. I guess you could say the same for Manly. If you've ever one-on-one with Robbie Campbell in the 25, you don't want that either. But here we go, another opportunity. Nathan Centre again, still working.
Good tackle from Hobson. Winding down here to the final 60 seconds. Ryde up 6 goals to 1. Kieran Arthur has 2, as does Jet Leong, Tom Brown and Jack Pickering, the other goal scorers. There'll be goals aplenty, goal scorers aplenty in the next game. We'll have 2 great defences in those games. We've got the likes of Landon Morley, Isaac Camillo, Troy Sutherland, Heath Ogilvie, Michael Taylor from the penalty corner battery as well for Norwest. So there should be plenty of red hot goal scoring as this one winds down here. As it was on Family Day, it's Ryde 6-1. Although they're looking to make it 7. It's Kieran Arthur going forward. He's got Pickering at the back post. Harrison as well. Looks for the shot. Good save from McClellan. And that should clear the line. So with 10 seconds to go, I think that will be all she wrote. Right, march on to round 2 of the finals. That's Manly-GNS done for the day and the season. And we'll be back in about half an hour for the 6 o'clock game.